Rugby fans are very concerned because their captain and talisman, Antoine Dupont, has suffered a fractured cheekbone. His participation in this tournament henceforth is uncertain, but France have decided to keep him with the squad because he is such an important player to their side. Fractures usually take 3 to 4 weeks to heal. The good news is France have a week off, then they face Italy in their final pool match. Potentially he could miss those 2 weeks, and then it's the quarter-finals. He could maybe miss the quarter-finals and return for the semi-finals, but it's touch and go for Antoine Dupont and a real cloud over France's World Cup chances. Meanwhile, Wales left the capital earlier. They're heading for Lyon to take on Australia in what has now become a crucial match in that pool, which was blown open by Fiji's win over Australia on Sunday. Eddie Jones's side could be knocked out of the World Cup by Wales in the pool stages for the first time ever. But if Wales lose, suddenly their chances of progressing to the quarter-finals become uncertain and difficult. It's also a renewal of that rivalry between Warren Gatland and Eddie Jones, which has become so familiar during the Six Nations. Two coaches not afraid to have a pop at each other, but today have been rather kind.
I think Eddie's been getting enough stick from everywhere else. There's no need for me to put the boot into him.
At the end of the World Cup, there'll be a review, mate. And given the results we've had, then maybe Australian rugby doesn't want to keep me.
You mentioned the stick Eddie Jones has been getting. Do you feel a bit for him that where he's at and inheriting this team?
No.
I think that's a funny question.
You say you don't feel for him. Why not?
Oh, look, that was a bit of a joke in terms of, you know, as coaches we all come under pressure at times, and, you know, that's part of the job.
I've got no doubt we'll win on Sunday. Got no doubt.
I expect us to win on Sunday.
As for Ireland, they face a huge clash with the Springboks here on Saturday. It's going to be a litmus test of where Andy Farrell's side is. They're the world #1 team. They've won 15 games in a row. They are one of the World Cup favourites, but the physicality that South Africa bring is like no other, and they've loaded their bench with 7 forwards. We'll know a lot more about this Ireland team after Saturday. Their forwards coach, Paul O'Connell, knows just how tough it's going to be for his pack.
Our boys are under no doubt about how big a challenge it is. You know, they obviously present a big physical challenge. I think we present a big physical challenge as well, and they present a real tactical challenge as well. You know, they're a very smart side, and that's probably one of the things you admire most about them is the smarts they can bring along with their physicality. So I think it's a strength of our side as well. So you know, we speak about this Irish team and what this Irish team stands for, and I think they've got to bring everything they've brought to the big occasions they've been in the last few years. You know, we've had a Test series decider down in New Zealand in Wellington. We've had a Grand Slam decider. You know, we've had a tough autumn series against some very tricky opposition, and the boys have always found a way and figured it out, and it's a real strength of theirs. So they're going to have to play super well tomorrow, but they're also going to have to figure things out.
That's the picture here in Paris, which is about to turn green. England are in Lille, preparing to take on Chile. Ellie, how are they looking?
Well, they're looking pretty good. They seem in very good spirits. The headline here has been Owen Farrell and his return to fly half. But today we've been hearing more about Marcus Smith, who tomorrow gets his first start in this Rugby World Cup and also his first start at fullback for England. It's been a hot topic. You know, where do you play Marcus Smith? How do you use him? Lots of England fans excited by him and want to see him at fly half, but he is third choice behind Farrell and Ford. So the decision has been taken to use him at fullback. That decision, that idea, we're told, coming from Kevin Sinfield. Apparently he suggested it in a World Cup training camp in Italy a few weeks back, and Smith has been apparently training at fullback ever since. Today we got the chance to hear from Kevin Sinfield about this idea and how this all came about. Here's what he had to say.
Marcus has been training at fullback for some time with us now, so we've had a real good look at him. He's come on the last 2 games, only for a short period against Argentina, but at fullback as well, so we feel he's ready. He's got an unbelievable skill set. he's a world-class player, and we feel to have someone like that in our team as a second ball player will be a great addition for us and give us some more variety. We've obviously got Freddie Stewart there, who's been great for us the first 2 games. But as we move through the tournament, we want to have some variety, and Marcus certainly brings that.
Yeah, I'm sick of answering questions about Marcus. No, he's the kid could play anywhere. I whisper it quietly. He could probably play 9 as well, but I don't want to get myself out of a position. I think at training, he's been brilliant, whether he's at 10 or 15. And as Kev said, as a second ball playing option, when Faz and George, or George and Marcus, and that when they link, it looks pretty special. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him go. Can't wait to see him light up the world stage, which I've known that he's going to be able to do for a few years now. So I know he's really excited to get out there.
Well, Danny Kerr saying that he's sick of being asked questions about his friend Marcus Smith, but it's easy to see why everyone wants to know. He's made such an impact when he has come on for England, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes at 15 tomorrow. We've also been hearing today from Billy Vunipola. He did also, like Farrell, have a red card, have a ban. Tomorrow he makes his first start again. He says everyone knows he plays his best rugby when he's getting minutes, so he's excited to start, although he does acknowledge there is tough competition in that back row and that Ben Earl has gone well in his absence. And the other topic of conversation, as we heard from James earlier, was Antoine Dupont, the French captain, who suffered a cheekbone fracture. The England team wishing him well. And we heard from Danny Kerr, obviously another scrum half, saying that it's not about competition with an event like this. You want to see the best players on the pitch. They're wishing him well, and they're hoping to see him back in a France shirt soon.